If you're somebody that takes trading serious, you have to follow these next 3 rules that I'm about to tell you. Welcome back to the channel. It's Errol with Passion to Profit. Number 1, you have to watch the video from beginning to end. Number 2, you have to take notes. Whether you're taking notes on pencil and paper, your cell phone, or your laptop, even if you've been trading for a while, and especially if you hear any new information, make sure you're jotting those things down. Any vocabulary words that you hear me say that you don't understand, make sure you're writing those down too so that you can Google them after this video. Now, in number 3, if you really are taking trading serious, make sure you hit that like button. We're gonna get into risk management and position sizing. I know I've talked about this concepts in previous videos and on other platforms, but I think it's really important to keep going over the key concepts until it turns into second nature. I do want to add, I've seen a lot of people in the Discord chat message me a lot of their profits, a lot of their reasoning for getting in and out of trades, both good and bad, but I do see a lot of members in the chat get through their learning curve fairly quickly. And if you do want to be a part of that Discord chat with about 13,500-ish members, make sure you click that first link in the description. It'll be emailed to you. That group will be completely free. You can go in there and ask any question you want. Even if you've never traded before, you can go in there and just skim over what people are saying so that you can go ahead and pick up on some of the terms. Now, let me not waste any more time. Make sure you did that third thing and hit that like button so that you get the most out of this video. Risk management, getting into trades that make sense. And what we're going to be talking about is the RR. The RR is the risk to reward ratio. I prefer a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. And I'm going to go ahead and explain what the RR is on this graph. And then after we're done with that, I'm going to take it over here. And I'm going to show you how you can still turn a profit even if you have below a 50% success rate. So you can lose more than 5 out of your 10 trades. And if you apply this correctly, you can still be profitable or at least get close to breaking even. But make sure you watch the entire video so that when we get to the end, I can show you how you can do that. This is just a very simple made-up graph that I put here, just with the support line in and the resistance line in. So this is just a horizontal trending pattern. I'm going to show you 2 ways to look at the RR, one percentage-wise and then the other dollar-wise. First, we're going to start out with the percentages and you'll see what I mean by that. Let's say we were looking to enter this trade and we got in, let's say about right here, right in the middle of this horizontal pattern. From where I bought it at this circle to this resistance level is, let's say, 5%. Our downside risk from where we bought the next support level would be about 5% as well because we bought in the middle of the trend. So what this is telling me is if I were to get in that trade, that was offering a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio if I was basing my trade off of the next support line and the next resistance line. In other words, I don't want to risk 5% to make 5%. Like I was showing over here, I prefer a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. So by me calculating this trade, if I were to take this right here, I don't want to risk 5% to potentially gain 5%. Even if the trade does go my way and I gain that 5%, I still don't want to be practicing the wrong habits. I only want to be getting into trades that have more potential upside than potential downside. As you can see already, this concept is actually very simple. It's just that if you're a trader, you actually need to apply it. Now, let's say I were to buy this stock down here, but say I were to buy this stock right here on that little dip. Downside risk on this trade, let's say, is just 2%. So the downside risk is 2%. It's 2% away from my support level. And now if I calculate the potential profit, let's say that potential profit would be 8%. If I were to get in this trade, I would be risking 2% to the downside to potentially doesn't mean it has to go that way, but to potentially make 8% off of this trade. And now, what would our risk to reward ratio be on this specific trade? This specific trade would be a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio, which is very good. I would shoot for anything from a 1-to-3 or better. A 1-to-2 is great as well. I just personally like a 1-to-3, and anything above a 1-to-2 is great. You just want to be making sure you're getting into trades that have more upside again than downside. The concept is really simple, and we're just going to do one more. Now, let's say on this time, I get in closer to my resistance level, a little too high. Let's say when I measure that, that's only about 2% to the upside. And then now if I measure the downside, that would be 8%, just like the other way. So now this is giving me a risk to reward ratio that I do not want. I do not want to trade. Even if I do get that 2% in the trade, those are not good trades that you want to be taking over time. I'm risking way too much to be making too little. Now, I'm going to show one last example if I were to buy here in the middle again, just with numbers this time because I know everybody learns a little bit different. But you would see if I were to get in this trade again in the middle of this horizontal pattern, I would be buying at roughly $5. And the next resistance level that we spotted on the graph is $1 away. So I'm risking $1 if I were to get in here at the middle to potentially make $1. And what we already talked about again, that is only a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So that's not something we want to be trading. This is exactly like what I was just talking about. I just wanted to throw these numbers up if that makes people understand this concept a little better. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take all that off. That's all what the risk to reward ratio is. It's a very simple concept, but highly, highly effective. So make sure you start to implement this into your trading. And what I'm now going to do is show you is if you have a success rate below 50%, how you can still be profitable or break even. Now, it's really simple. Up here, I'm just going to put out of 10 trades. And let's say we're using the risk to reward ratio that I prefer, which is a 1-to-3. And let's just say for every loss, we're going to lose $50. For every profit, let's say we're profiting $150 because 50 times 3, which is that 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, is $150. So for every $50 I'm risking, I'm looking to make $150. And for this video, let's say you're still kind of new, you're not consistent yet, you have 7 losses from your $50. So out of 7 trades that you lost $50, which equals out to a total loss of $350. Now, if you were to only profit 3 times out of those 10 trades, you would have profited $450. If you only profited 3 times out of those 10 trades, you would have made $450. So that would have netted you a $100 profit. By applying this risk to reward ratio, you can see that you can lose 7 times out of your last 10 trades. And if you're applying this risk to reward ratio of a 1-to-3 correctly, you can still net profit overall. If you did get any value out of that video, in exchange, I would appreciate a like. The fact that we have the internet nowadays, we can turn our passion to a profit. If you want to learn more information about Passion to Profit, be sure to click the link tree. That'll be the 3rd link in the description. You can learn more about Passion to Profit and what we are about. Find some of our other social networks. And if you're someone that needs a website built, check out this guy Steven right here. Hit him up on IG, message him. He can answer any questions that you need. This is what the inside of the group chat is going to look like. Click the first link in the description. We'll get that emailed over to you. We have a lot of tabs in here, an education section with a lot of definitions, other videos that'll help you get started. And then in our trading tabs down here, we have live discussions. We talk during the day when the stock market is open. Also, I post morning watch lists in this tab. So if you're interested and you want to join a community with other traders that you can learn from and ask any question that you would like, make sure you click that first link in the description, drop a like on the video, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.